All right, evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, we're going to, let's just wait another few minutes and until other persons are here.
Sir. Sir,
Yes.
when 8 o'clock you can make a run, go over so go watch your game and come back.
Of course, because I'm watching it too. Remember, I'm the social media coordinator for KLA, so I'm teaching and I'm watching. I'm actually watching the races right now too. But we're not running until 8 o'clock. So let us talk until 8, then and then we take a break at 8 so we can watch the race and do all of that. All right, so let's start with anybody has their, you have started something with your group and you want me to look at, or where are we with that in terms of your group project?
So when you say look at, you want us to show you on screen here in class?
No, we can go into the breakout room, or we can show on screen now because everybody's by this time have decided where they're going. And I can give general comments that might be of benefit to everybody.
Okay.
You want to share, Miss Frankson?
I'm using my tablet, so I don't have it on this right now.
Okay. Anybody else?
Sir?
Yes?
Our group, sir, we had passed because we have 2 assignments, which one was due for today and one for tomorrow.
Okay.
So our group has passed a little bit.
All right. So if anything, you can send me something via email and I'll look at it, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. Have you guys checked out KLAS? When you don't check out KLAS, I don't understand. I don't see no commenting. When you must go KLAS comment. Anybody else for the group one? I've heard from 2 different groups.
Sir, all of us are in the same dilemma.
Oh, you have the assignments. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's aim for Monday then to do we're going to use the first. On Monday, I have you at what time? 5. So at 6:30 Monday, no, at 6 o'clock Monday, we're going to look at the group project. You must have something to show me, at least the background and some other parts. Oh yes, I said I wanted to finish up something with you that you can actually bring for me on Monday. Yes, I'm just remembering. Where did I save it? Was it 1, 2? Was it Unit 5? No, this is what I'm going to teach later. Was it this? Segmentation, was it this? All right, yeah, there we go. So we're going to finish up our lecture. We kind of finished, but I want you to, I'm teaching you this because I want it to be in, I want you to bring it to me on Monday so I can look at something that you have done for your group project. It's going back to the concept of the whole notion of positioning and understanding how to create a perceptual map or a positioning map. And what you're going to do for me for homework is you're going to create the positioning map for the brand that you're looking at. All right, so let's just remind ourselves about what is positioning. So let me, I'm going to share screen. Share screen. So trade. Oh, this is not what I want to show. This is it. All right, so.
A positioning statement answers the following simple question. A positioning statement answers the following simple question. What space does the brand occupy in the consumer's mind with respect to competition? So with respect to competition is a very important aspect of positioning, as a brand can easily be repositioned if the competitive environment changes. If the category experiences a mega new product launch, nearly every brand
and the perfect example for me would be Digicel. Originally, I was one of the big advocates of Digicel in terms of their offering very good customer service. I never had issues with my my package, whether it be internet, Wi-Fi, whatever it is. And now I'm having a lot of issues. They have changed the box for a second time. Still having issues. There are times when I'm not getting service. Then when you call them, they're not solving your problem, but at the end of the day, they want to send you a survey to complete. And I'm saying to them, I'm not going to complete any goddamn survey because you haven't solved my problem. And what this is saying now, so originally in my mind, Digicel was way better or far ahead of Flow. Now, I have kind of repositioned them in my mind in comparison to its competitor, which is Flow, as being the same, two of the same evil. So I don't know that if I switch to Flow, I'll get a better service. So I'm still with Digicel because I can't be bothered for the wiring and for them to come and set up and the longevity, but I have really repositioned them in my mind. So that is really how positioning works. How consumers think about your brand. How do they position your brand when the brand name is called, or when they hear anything related to the brand?
And already in the category will get repositioned to some extent.
So I want to replay this part.
If the category experiences a mega new product launch, nearly every brand already in the category, a positioning statement answers the following simple question. What space does the brand occupy in the consumer's mind with respect to competition? So with respect to competition is a very important aspect of positioning, as a brand can easily be repositioned if the competitive environment changes. If the category experiences a mega new product launch, nearly every brand already in the category will get repositioned to some extent, whether they like it or not. So before we see an example, let us look at the essentials of a positioning statement. First, all right,
so that's really just was a refresher about what is positioning. We don't necessarily need to go to the positioning statement, at least not yet. All right, the important thing that I want you to understand is interpreting a perceptual or a positioning map. That's very, very critical. It's not difficult, but it's very important. And and it should form a part of your competitive analysis for your group project. So let's just
that will grab shoppers' attention.
When you see blank spaces like that, there are a variety of reasons for perceptual mapping and help you use this tool for your client.
So the perceptual mapping is the same thing as positioning mapping. All right, it's just the terms are used interchangeably, and this is a very, very good example of how to interpret a positioning map, and then I'm going to show you now how to create a positioning map in Word.
And project. Perceptual maps help us answer the question of what do your customers think of you, that is, your client, relative to their competition. The map's an important tool that illustrates competitive positioning. It's also known as a positioning map. Well, your client, with your help, has to decide upon a competitive position which will enable them to distinguish their offering from the offerings of other competitors, of other destinations for their customers' resources. So in the following slides, I will walk you through the process of creating a perceptual map. Again, make sure you take a look at the text and make sure you understand what we're talking about. Well, to start with, fundamentally, a perceptual map operates on two dimensions. So what we're going to do first is draw a 2x2 grid. We can put it right here as soon as I can get the hardware to work. There we go. It's going to be a vertical axis and a horizontal axis. You will draw it much more neatly than this. I'm still learning how to use the tools I've got in front of me. On each axis, of course, we've got extremes on the horizontal axis as well as on the vertical axis, and a 0 point in the middle. You can see I'm drawing it right there. What goes on these two axes, the vertical and the horizontal? Well, on both of them, you're going to put a range regarding the attributes that are important to your customers. Now, what does that mean? Well, I could probably explain it most easily by saying price and quality. So a lot of times you will create a perceptual map where price is one of the axes from high price to low price, and then high quality to low quality. And then the question is, where does our client fit on the map? Are they a high price, high quality option? Low price, low quality? Somewhere in the middle? Well, as you can see, I sort of set up a straw man demonstration here because price is going to be a difficult attribute to use for our client because there's no money involved, and also because price and quality tend to be perceived to be very similar, and that is high price usually indicates high quality, low price usually indicates low quality, and that in effect gives you a one-dimensional map. Let me show you some actual examples. What we see here is an actual perceptual map that Steve Jobs, the late Steve Jobs from Apple, was presenting to his constituents. A map that depicts perceptions of smartphones and cell phones. Now, see the dimensions that they chose? They didn't choose price and quality.
All right, do you see the dimensions that they use? What are the dimensions that they use? It's on the map, people.
High quality, low quality.
No.
Sorry,
Smart. Smart
It's on
and
the
not
map.
so smart.
So smart and not so smart, and what else?
Hard to use and easy to use.
Right. So those are the things that they use to measure or to position the brand. So this is iPhone. So this the cell phones, and you have Moto Q, E62. In other words, these are the other brands. So what this is saying is that iPhone is easy to use and is very smart.
Yeah.
So it is highly perceived or positioned in the mind of the customer versus the other brands. They are hard to use.
Yeah,
they're hard to use, and they are not as smart as iPhone.
Phone, yeah.
All right, so let's listen to the other examples.
They chose on the vertical axis, smart versus not so smart. And on the horizontal axis, hard to use versus easy to use. And then note how Apple perceives the marketplace to be. Smartphones and cell phones are not the same to them, and they're not the same to us anymore either. And the cell phones can basically be lumped into one category, cell phones. All the non-iPhones are more or less lumped into another category. So this is obviously a very biased perceptual map that Steve Jobs is sharing with his employees or stockholders or something. Obviously very biased. What do you think with your own phone use experience? Would you have drawn the map the same way?
All right, how would you have, all right, let's just say, give me some of the different phone brands that are out there other than iPhone.
Samsung.
Where would you, where would you put Samsung? Based on the axes, based on the metric that they're using.
Smart.
So you'd put it here, so it's smart. Remember, smart is here and easy to use. So where are you putting it?
In between smart and easy to use.
Where in between though?
Same place as for iPhone.
You put it, you would say that it is just as, it is equal.
Francis, like you.
but hold on, but doesn't Samsung have different versions?
What is it? It depends on the version.
Yeah, you remember, sir, you remember the A, like A.
Exactly.
20,
so you couldn't put, right, so you couldn't put all of this, you couldn't just put Samsung here because there are different versions of Samsung. In other words,
iPhone.
Right. Well, and that's why the commentator rightly said that this is a very biased one for Steve Jobs because he put all of them. But generally iPhones are easy to use for real, you know, and smart because they not only the phone itself educates about how to use it, but they put out a lot of videos about how to use the phone. The phones update themselves, things like that. It was after Samsung started doing this updating on the phone. And also to,
I don't know what you're up against Samsung. Say you love show up, but
something else occurred to me that when you mention different types of Samsung phone.
Francis.
No, I'm just looking at what is on the screen. I'm just looking at what is on the screen. But do you realize that you could also do a positioning map for even the categories of Samsung? Because I'm sure we would not put all of them here. Some of them probably will be outside. Like the cheap, I have a little cheap one that I walk on the road because I don't want them to cut my throat while I'm in Jamaica. So I usually, if I'm not driving, I have a little, what I call a smart banger. And I would not put it over easy. Well, it's not really hard to use. So I would probably put it here. So it's easy to use, but not so smart. I'd probably put it somewhere here. Easy to use, but not so smart. All right, let's listen to some other examples because there are some good examples. And then I'm going to give you a class activity.
Now here's another perceptual map, this time of laptop computer brands. And you can see on the horizontal axis, they used the price as an attribute from high to low. Here they didn't use quality as the vertical axis, but they used duration, which is actually similar in some ways, of course not always. And what they did is they plotted the competitors on this map. So whoever created this map perceives Apple to be of high price and highest battery duration, Sony to be a close second, Acer to be near the bottom in terms of low duration and short duration and low quality. Now, a couple of rules of thumb on perceptual maps. One is that when you're creating a perceptual map, I would like you to make sure that whatever attributes you choose, at least 3 of the quadrants are populated.
Do we understand that?
No, sir. Can you explain it?
So what they're saying is that make sure at least 1, 2, or 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3 are populated. In other words, ensure that you choose brands that are here, here, and here. So at least 3 of them or even all 4, but it can't be that you just put 1 or you just you only choose 2. You populate only 2 of them.
Okay.
All right. So let's continue to listen. You have some really, really good examples, and this is why I wanted to go through the examples, and then I'm going to give you a class activity, and I just want to see what you'd come up with.
And in this case, all 4 happen to be. The reason for this is because if you're only populating, say, 2 of the quadrants, 1 and 2, or 1 and 4, what you essentially have is a one-dimensional map, and the other dimension isn't really important. As you can see, if we only focused on, say that the map was populated only by Apple, Sony, Toshiba, and Asus, well then you're actually ignoring the entire low price end of the spectrum. So you want to make sure that at least 3 of the quadrants are populated. In this case, even though all 4 of the quadrants are populated, even if it's just by 1 item, if you do the eyeball test on this, just take a look at it, you can see something I indicated at the beginning of this presentation. It is essentially a diagonal line, isn't it? Asus and Lenovo are kind of the outliers, but just about everybody else falls roughly on that line. Now, you might think, well, is that one-dimensional because it's not really one price or one duration? And yet it is. It just shows that price and duration, some combination of that, is one end of the spectrum. Maybe you're talking about quality. And the other end of the spectrum. Essentially, I think you're talking about battery duration, right? And when the price is higher, the duration is longer. When the price is lower, the duration is shorter. So you're going to want to do, so those are the 2 rules of thumb to keep in mind, is you want to populate at least 3 dimensions, and you want to make sure that whether it's vertical, horizontal, or diagonal, even if we rotate it a little bit, that you're looking at more than one dimension. Otherwise, you're just not getting as much value from the perceptual map as you could. Here's another perceptual map, and you've noticed that I'm showing you different examples from different industries laid out in different ways. That's because it can apply to so many different industries. This is really a marketing analysis tool I enjoy talking about and sharing with my students. So here we're talking about facial products, it looks like, right? Skincare products, cosmetics. And as you can see, all 4 dimensions are populated. You could also see that it does pass our eyeball test. You notice it's not only vertical, not only horizontal, not even diagonal. You have more of a sort of a curvilinear function going on here. And so multiple dimensions are used, and that makes this a more useful product because now you can start playing with your perceptual map in some different ways. For example, we see what these dimensions are, right? Vertically, it's from a premium product to a mass market product. Horizontally, 0% natural to 100% natural. And you could tell some aspects of the market. Say this is a snapshot in time of what the cosmetics market looks like. What does that mean? There certainly is a movement toward 100% natural products and away from 0% completely artificial products. There's also a movement toward mass market, but you can see that you're not going to see a lot of premium artificial products. In fact, let's take a look at that. You might notice that there is a pretty substantial, oh, didn't mean to do that, hang on for a second, a pretty substantial blank space here. What does that mean? Sorry, Elizabeth. Continue to play with my new toys here. We didn't mean to include Elizabeth Arden in that blank space.
And we can answer
What does it
question
mean when
number
there's a
off.
blank space on your perceptual map? There's a large one here that I sort of squiggled over. There's another one over here as we kind of get to the extreme. These blank spaces can mean a couple of things, and we'll continue to talk about that as you think about it. Why is there a big blank space by premium price, 0% market or 0% natural, and a smaller blank space by mass market and 0% natural? Well, as we're looking at that blank space, there are a couple of reasons that it might be blank. Well, the obvious one is that there aren't any competitors there. The question is why? Well, again, think about it. Do you think people would pay a premium price for a completely artificial product, especially when you look at what the rest of the marketplace looks like?
But this,
the move toward natural products. And so it might simply be that customers have rejected previous occupants of this space. Maybe some manufacturers have tried to sell something that was 0% natural at a premium price and didn't sell any. They were rejected by the marketplace. They might have also discovered that it's simply not profitable to sell that product. Maybe because there aren't any customers, maybe for other economic reasons. It costs too much to manufacture. That may be better for a different industry. A third possibility, the first being that customers have rejected attempts, the second, that it's not profitable to operate in that space, and the third might be no one's figured out how yet. They just really haven't figured out how to make a product that appeals to a premium market with only artificial ingredients. You can say ask the same kind of questions and say the same sort of things about mass market and 0% natural. People just don't seem to want that product right now. Our next slide indicates how easy it is to create your own perceptual map for this aspect of your project. Really, all you have to do is, if you have access to some friends, roommates, customers, ask them to rate a product on a particular scale. So this example illustrates somebody was asking about fast food restaurants, and they asked people to rate on a 1 to 5 scale. How would you rate this restaurant in terms of freshness, or this restaurant's food in terms of freshness? And that, as you can see, is the vertical axis. To address the horizontal axis, they might have asked, how would you rate this on consistency of quality? And you don't even have to show the map to the people you're asking, just ask them to rate on a 1 to 5 scale. Take the average responses, say that they asked 10 people, and the average score for McDonald's was roughly 3.5 in terms of freshness, roughly a little more than 2 in terms of consistency, which is surprising. McDonald's is usually the paragon of consistency in the fast food world. Alternately, you could give people a map and ask them to mark a spot. Where do they think it belongs? So there are a couple of different ways to get this information. For your project, you can certainly just talk amongst yourselves. What do you think? Can you, as a team, come to an agreement? Maybe the class can even work together, considering that we've got 30 people in the room. The issue here is that you're all working on the same project, and yet I'm guessing that you're not all going to have exactly the same dimensions for your respective perceptual maps. Let's look at another perceptual map, and as you can tell, since we've got a 12:30 class, lunch is always on my mind. So we're looking at some more fast food restaurants, looking at a couple of different dimensions right now. This time the vertical axis is expensive to low expensive or inexpensive, and the horizontal axis is high taste to moderate taste. Now in this case, I will admit I'm not sure what they mean by taste. Do they mean that it's particularly flavorful? Do they mean that it's for people of high taste? What do they mean? Well, that's something for you to keep in mind as you create your maps. Make sure that the attributes you're using are more clear than the ones in this example right now. Another interesting thing about this particular map that we're looking at is you'll notice in this case the horizontal axis does not go from high taste to low taste or bad taste or no taste.
All right, so I'm sure you guys get the sense of, you get an understanding, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm
Yes,
going to...
sir. But sir, then if you move KFC from down there, so put there expensive.
Well, this is America. I think this is more America. It's a more America reality than ours. All right, so let me give you the class activity, and because I really want to touch on the new topic today as well, let me see what you come up with. Let me put it in the, and I'm going to put it in the breakout room. I'm going to put it in the chat, and I think I can put it in the WhatsApp group as well. I should have the WhatsApp group open because I have to use it to talk. This is marketing, principles of marketing. Right? So I put it in the WhatsApp group as well as the chat. I'm going to put it in groups of 3. It's a 3 to 4. 13, 1, 2, 3 to 4. All right, so just go into the breakout room for me, and let me see what you come up with. So at 7:50, I want to see a shared screen. Everybody want to watch the race, so please, including myself, we're all watching the race tonight. It is our patriotic duty to watch the race. So go into the breakout room. In room 1, I have Dayan, Latoya, Lewin, Frankson. Room 2, Estriana, Norda, Rasheen. Room 3 is Anna, K, Priscilla, Vanessa. Oh, I don't open the room yet, And room 4, Francine Walters, Tamaya, Tucker, Tiffany. Open all rooms. So the rooms are open. Let me see your positioning map. I want to see a graphic. I want to see it on screen. That's the only way I'll know if you really understand. So I have to see it on screen. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have shown you how to do it on close the rooms. Let me close the rooms. I forgot something. There's one thing I want to show you I forgot before I put it in the breakout room. Yes, I closed it. I was the one that closed it. I want to show you one more thing. I forgot to show you this. So it can be a little bit more as close as it can be in terms of being scientific. So I closed the breakout room. Hold on. All right, so open back the breakout room. So reopen the breakout room. Just give me 1 sec. I want to show you something, all right? Now, I'm going to show you now how you can create your positioning map in Microsoft Word. That's what I want to show you.
Sir.
Yes?
Quick sec. You put us in the breaking room just now?
No, I closed it.
Oh,
but I want to show you something before.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you seeing my screen? Are you seeing my screen, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There will be no words. I've shared the link also in the chat. All right, so no sound, but what they were really doing was showing you the steps of how to create a perceptual map using Microsoft Word. So I want, in the breakout room, you are going to do the class activity. I'm going to close the breakout room at 8:30, and I want each room to have their Microsoft created perceptual map. All right, and then you can kind of walk me through in terms of why certain institutions were ranked where. All right, so while you're in the breakout room, you can pause and watch the game and watch the race, and then come back and all of that. That's why I'm giving an extended period.
Oh, I wonder if you never promised me something.
Yes, man, I remember that's so you get the chance to start the conversation now, then break at 8 o'clock to watch the race, and then go back, and by you work out whatever, by 8:30 you should be ready. So it's almost 45 minutes you're getting. All right, so I'm going to open the breakout room now so that you can do the class activity. Ensure that you can share screen, because I need for you to walk me through why you created, made certain decisions in terms of the attributes and all of that. And the links were shared in the group. Why are we not going into the breakout room?
Sir, I got kicked out. Can you put me in my group, please?
Okay, which room are you in? I'm going to put you in one. Okay, hold on. Again.
Sir? Oh.
All right, so we are back. And you got more than enough time, and I know that you watched the race and all of that. All right, room 1, Latoya and Frankson, go ahead for me. Let's see what you have, what you came up with. Latoya and Tossasant.
Latoya sharing screen.
I'm coming, sir.
Okay, please hurry, time is going. All right, so talk to us.
Latoya put IUC over the low price, low performance side.
So the attributes that are used are price and performance.
Yes, sir.
Right, so you have to talk to us like that.
Sorry. With that.
Are you still working it out? Why am I still seeing things being moved when you're supposed to be explaining or not still doing the work? Let's hear it.
All right, sorry, sir. All right, so for the two components that are used, high price, low price, and high price and performance, I should say. UE is high price and have a high performance level. UTech follow in regards to that, as well as Edna Manley. For UCC, they're slightly bit high with a little high performance. For ECC, their price is low with high performance. For MUC, we have a low price.
What does MUC means?
Sir, I look fit for Google.
Michael?
I found some, but
University.
I don't know if
it's Michael University College.
I don't think of Michael, I never teachers, but think of the teachers college.
They changed, they rebranded.
Also, I never think of it. Oh, someone should have put it there. But I'm just trying to get the idea, so I kind of understand the whole positioning.
Explain IUC for me.
So IUC would be low performance with a high price, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right. So I'll ask the questions after. I'm not going to ask any questions, no, because I don't want the other rooms to benefit from this. All right. But you must think about why you use performance and price as the two attributes to rank these schools in terms of how they are perceived in the marketplace. All right. But you don't answer it yes yet, but that's something to think about. All right. Thank you very, very much. I see that persons are thinking. I like that. And I see that you have created it in Word. So that's very nice. Stop sharing for me, please. All right. So room 3, Estriana, Norda, and Rasheen, go ahead. Room 2, sorry. Estriana, Norda, and Rasheen. Let's see what you guys produced.
So this is what we have. It should be luxurious, but it cut off.
Okay. Why would you use luxurious with a school though? Anyways, go ahead. And were these all the schools I gave you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just checking.
Yes, sir.
All right, talk to us.
All right, so starting with Mona, we have it.
Hold on, you have to talk to us about the attributes. That's how you have to start the presentation.
Oh, sorry. Oh, so the attributes are luxurious and necessity. Expensive, inexpensive.
No, those are not the attributes.
Those are
two
not
main attributes. there are two main attributes you must use, right? So you see, if you're, one of them is terms of the cost. So that, our expense, expensive, inexpensive. This, and the other one is luxury or luxurious. So it should be luxurious or non-luxurious. You cannot have a different term on this side. That's why I showed you so many different examples.
So when I was doing no.
So expensive and inexpensive are okay, but you have luxurious and you have necessity. I don't see how those two terms come together. That's the challenge for me. I'm not seeing why you chose luxurious. You can explain it or tell us why you chose luxurious.
I wasn't the one that chose it. I just orchestrated it.
When I say you are group.
Well, I guess she wanted like the comfort if it's AC, if there's an AC room, the furniture is well put together, you know, they're not broken apart. Guess that's what she means. And
talk to us about your positioning, ma'am.
Sir?
I'm saying just talk to us generally and don't talk to us as if you're asking us. You have to tell us. Okay,
so well, the luxury is if the classroom are well AC lit, furnitures are well put together, state of the art building, you know, comfort, they're very comfortable in and outside of each building. And a necessity, I just say that they just go to learn. They're not really comfortable while learning. That's it for me, sir.
All right, so I think you guys need to rethink this. I think you need to rethink it. Remember that the competitive advantage, the notion, the attributes that you're using speaks really to the competitive advantage. So nothing is wrong if you want to look at two attributes, the expense in relation to the comfort, but you must be able to justify it if you're going to rank schools. Is that students go to school based on looking at the luxury? I thought that if you are talking about luxury, probably that's not the best term, but it could be that you're looking at schools in relation to whether they have proper labs, lab equipment, they have you know, things like that. If they have they talk about the AC, do they have projector? You know, do they have the whole, because luxury is not just the tools, things that you mentioned. This is why I said to you have to kind of flesh it out and think about it. All right. But of course, you're just being introduced to the concept, I'm sure. So because I'm seeing evidence that you understand. So I'm seeing where, for example, there's a suggestion that CMU is expensive, but it is luxurious in the sense that it has all of the amenities that would make a student comfortable to learn. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Versus a ECC that is also expensive, but not as expensive as CMU based on where they are positioned on the map, but they are not as comfortable, or they are not as, well, they are luxurious as well, because that's what you're saying, you know. You're saying that they are as luxurious because they're above, I think this is which one is the x-axis? The x-axis. If they were not, what you're saying now about IUC is that IUC is inexpensive and also non-luxurious. And you're saying the same thing for UCC, which is not true. UCC is expensive.
So we just put it there because we're not sure.
That's why I showed you know much video I played. That's why I showed you how much different interpretation, you know. All right, so what you will do, you'll go and look at the videos again and kind of try and watch some on your own and try to redo this one, because you have to do it for your group project. This is part of your competitive analysis. The section that speaks to competitive analysis, you have to do something like this for that, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. All right, stop sharing for me. Room 3, Priscilla and Vanessa.
Sir, I did it on my computer, but I'm not logged on to Zoom on my computer.
Dear, you worked with somebody. Why didn't you email it to the person to share?
Oh, yeah. So what if I have it on my phone, like a picture I can share?
We don't want any picture. We want to see it as clearly as possible, Miss McTavish.
Right. All right, I'm going to send it to her then let you share it.
Okay, all right. So in the meantime, let's go to room 4 while you're doing that. Francine, Tamaya, and Tiffany, while room 3 is working out their issues. Go ahead for me. Room 4.
Sir, are you seeing it?
Yes, it just came up.
All right, give me a second. All right, so you're seeing the I institution and you're seeing low. I don't know how to get it.
Low what? What does the low mean? Low what? Is it low institution?
Low institution. Yeah, it should be that.
Okay.
Tamai,
Yeah? What is
you
it?
magnifying something at the side so you can show on the screen one time. Is
Okay.
that 100%?
All right, hold on.
You just need to go to the minus, you know. Yeah, you can just go to the minus.
All right, you're seeing it properly, huh?
Yeah.
So we have the attributes. We have high institution, low institution, high price, and low price. Now, looking at the diagram, you can see.
What do you mean by high institution? That's what I don't understand. What does that mean? What do you mean by
that in terms of quality, sir.
Then that's what you should have put. You should have put the quality. That's exactly what you should have put. Quality. High quality, low quality.
All right.
Now that we know what it means, go ahead.
Okay, and the price range also. So on the x-axis, you're seeing the high price and low price, and on the y-axis, you're seeing the quality of the institution. For UE, it would be high quality and high price. We all know that UTech is also the same. NCU is the same. I would say that Edna Manley is expensive based on my knowledge, and for art, it is the best institution for art. So I put it there. Also,
remember, all right, so you're doing it on your own, you're doing it in class now, but don't remember it's not about what you think doing now. So one of the things that I'm going to ask you guys to do, everybody, is to, for next class, come back with your maps, but at least just give some persons the list of schools just on a piece of paper and let them write. Just give them random. So don't put them in 1, 2, 3, 4 order. Just put them on a piece of paper like across or whatever and tell them to put a number. So like you say, 1 is the lowest and 10 is the highest, and tell them to rank the schools. And use that now again to go back to your positioning map and see if they agree with what you have. All right.
Okay.
Trying to see if you can, trying to make marketing a little bit scientific, because really what happens in the real world, you would carry out a survey and then you use the statistics. This is why I didn't show you how to do it in Excel, because with Excel, you have to have statistics. So what you'd have to do is to do the marketing research and then use the data now to plot the map. But this is a case that we are just kind of, doing it for doing its sake. But continue.
Yes, sir. And the community college, I put them down a low price and low quality.
Okay, why?
Because, sir, we all know that community college is very affordable to go to. They are not the best in terms of quality all the time. So that is the reason why I do it like that.
But you have used
but I have what?
UCC over low price, and UCC is very expensive.
Yeah, sorry, that was honestly.
UCC.
Yeah, I know it's very expensive, but it's also very flexible. I should have put it up at the top. It was a blunder.
High quality. So hold on. So are you saying UCC is high price, high quality as well, or high price, low quality? Where are you putting it?
I would put it at high price, high quality, and high price.
Okay, and I see you have Micro Teachers College. I thought it is no university.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, me hear you
Micro University College.
Me never know say a university.
But you know,
Me never know
it's a micro. It's micro.
Micro.
It was originally called micro, not micro. I guess that's autocorrect. Are you right, Myra? No.
Sir, that's easy now.
No, but me I have to see me by class with you know, so me no error no miss me.
Sir, that's a go on. So, sir, why you go on? I wonder if because I put Excel here down a low quality.
No. I don't know, sir.
Give me a piece, sir.
No, man, this has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that.
All right, my presentation is finished.
All right, but hold on though. So you're saying that Vector Technology Institute is high price, but no, it is high price, but and low quality. And the same for Micah Teachers College.
Sir, hold on.
Talk to me.
Wait. Yeah, because Vectors is not that. I don't know. I don't think it for even though it's a technology school. I don't think that it would be the first choice for persons to go. I think more UTech.
Huh? Would you say Chartered Teachers College is better than Michael?
I can't determine that. That has to be determined by the market.
I would say that.
I would allow the market to do that. Because that's the problem, you know. You see, when you're doing these things as researchers, you're trying not to get yourselves involved, because what happens, it's kind of what they call it skews the data. So because you think the school is good or bad, then no, you impose that to some extent on the, and I'm just saying in the real world, no, because of course this is a class activity, but in the real world, you allow the data to speak for itself, because you might think, you might say, okay, this school is of good quality and high price, or low quality, good price, or whatever. And then when you do the actual market research, it's something different you're finding out. And this is why I know sometimes if, for example, there's a school that is perceived as high price and high quality, they might actually want to be seen as high quality, but low price, in other words, for them. And then in their marketing now, what they would actually position now and try to position in the mind of the market is that they are a quality institution that offers affordable programs. That's probably would be, they try to develop a tagline around that. And this is why positioning is important, because if the market is going to tell you exactly how they position or how they feel about the brand, then you're going to use that now either to your advantage, either going to use it to your advantage to kind of gain market share, or you're going to use it now to reposition yourself because it is not working out in your favor. Fair enough? Fair enough, everybody?
Yep.
All right, so let's go to, so I'm going back to room 3 now, and one of the students is out. Vanessa Dice, are you able to share for us?
Sir, let me stop share. Hold on.
Yes, sir, but it's going to be in black and white.
Okay, no problem.
I'm using my phone.
All right, stop sharing for me, Tamaya.
Sir.
Yes?
All right.
Go ahead, Vanessa. I'm seeing one axis. Where's the other one? Miss Dice, I'm asking a question. Where's the other axis? Where's the other axis? Hello? Is Miss Dice hearing me?
Sir, I said it's there.
I'm not seeing it, so if it's there, I'm not seeing it. Did anybody see the other one?
But it's
This
there
is
on my phone.
this is why I said to you that try to use somebody that can, because I know the phone is going to give you some problems, you know.
It's
That's why I
just
said,
2 persons put in the group.
yeah, but even between two of you, you're saying that none of you could share? I said it before, you know, I said, please ensure you're able to, that's why I showed you on Microsoft Word, because we will be all able to see it. When you do it that way, even if you do it on your phone, there's a way to use Microsoft Word so that we can see the entire thing. I am just seeing one axis. I can't see the other one, so I don't know where anything is. I don't know where, if it is where the top part is or the other part is. I'm not able to do to see that. You can share it in the follow-up class. What I want for you to do for me now, guys, so this is just practice, but I want for you now to bring to me on Monday now the positioning map of the brand that you're working on in your group. At least a draft. Just a draft of it, and let me see where you place the brand that you're looking at in relation to its competitors. Everybody hears that?
Yes, sir.
Repeat it again, sir, please.
So all you're going to do now, you're going to repeat the process by looking at creating a positioning map based on the brand you're looking at for the group work. Is that clear? Everybody understands that?
Yes, sir.
Sure, the group would be the same persons that we were in, that you put us just now?
No. I'm talking for the real thing now. For your group project, you're already in your respective groups.
Yes, sir.
So I deliberately wanted persons to kind of work outside of their groups tonight. That's why I just did very randomly. All right. Now you're going to go back to your groups now so that you guys can work together now and create the positioning map for your own brand that you're working on in the group.
Okay.
All right, everybody understands?
Understood, sir. But is it that we'll have to do like research, like?
No, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do any real research. Although sometimes if you look online, you can actually find research that has been published about the brand.
Okay.
Many times, especially those very big brands, you usually have established research on them, because sometimes they don't like to share the information, but a lot of research has been done on some of these well-established brands in Jamaica. And as I said to you before, try to see if you can get like their annual reports or their financial statements or so into what is happening with the company, especially the annual reports or the financial statements. If you can get some financial magazines or something like that that kind of speaks to them, sometimes even Gleaner Observer can give you some insight that you find that the Jamaican companies, they tend to hide information. Other international companies, especially in North America, you get a lot of information on them. All right, that's it. Have a good evening and enjoy your weekend. I will see you on Monday with your positioning maps.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right.